Hey everybody, Oath Keeper here again. Great to see you. Hope you've had a great day so far. If anybody that's ever listened to my show, anybody that's ever read my articles, knows that I have a certain standard that I live by. And that standard is, if I have a rule for one person, that rule applies to everybody. That's why I don't like the fact that some people in our society can use the N-word and some people can't. If it's truly offensive, then nobody should be using it at all. Otherwise, everyone should be able to use it with the same impunity as anyone else. That being said, I also don't like the fact that liberals have a different set of rules for themselves and a different set of rules for everyone else. See, that's the hypocrisy that I'm talking about. And with regards to hypocrisy, here's what I really hate and I really despise. Recently, the Supreme Court violated the law when they passed a law, which they're not constitutionally eligible to do, that said that gay marriage in America was legal. First and foremost, the case wasn't to redefine marriage. The case was to validate the constitutionality of a law from Texas. That being said, I am now called all kinds of names because I disagree with them based off my religion. And the people that support this have been calling me all kinds of names and have been treating me with the same intolerance and bigotry that they claim I show them, which I don't. It just happens to be that I'm pointing out what they're doing is a sin. If they have a problem with that, they can take it up with God, not me. The other thing that they've done, and they being the liberals, is they created this false environment by saying that the Confederate battle flag was racist and all these other kind of things. And we're going to sit there and go, all right, now look, let's acknowledge the fact that, yes, it was used by some people. In fact, the whole precedent of this thing was because Dylann Roof had a picture of himself on his Facebook page, whatever, holding a Confederate flag. Well, you know what? He was also burning an American flag, but nobody's mentioned that. He was wearing a Gold's Gym t-shirt, and nobody mentions that. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to attack the Confederate battle flag. Well, see, here's the problem with what they did. About 15 years ago, an agreement was reached between the government of South Carolina and some of the local population of South Carolina. The agreement that was reached was this. As long as the Confederate battle flag flies over the Capitol, there will be a monument describing all the horrible things that white people did to slaves during the same time period. Well, most intelligent people that bother to study history know that it wasn't just whites that owned slaves, that blacks owned slaves as well. They also know that not all slaves were black. There were a lot of slaves that were white. They also know that of the entire Muslim slave trade, less than 5% of the slaves sold worldwide by the Muslims, less than 5% wound up in the United States. They know those things. But they went ahead and they made an agreement that said as long as the Confederate battle flag can stay above the Capitol in South Carolina, then that monument will be there. And now the liberals, who apparently weren't aware of this, got all that changed. You're going to take that down. They took the flag down. Awesome, terrific. However, they're still contractually bound to remove the monument as well, because it was a tit for tat. As long as one was there, the other could be there. So I encourage everyone in South Carolina to flood the governor's office with phone calls demanding that monument also be taken down. It's not anything new. It's a 15-year-old agreement. And if they're going to take the Confederate battle flag down, they need to honor the agreement that they made and remove the monument as well. That's not racist. That was what was agreed to.